Yo, I just got a little hustle, got a little work, couple little jobs for the eyes, a little dirt, couple ends for my troubles, couple little perks, never took orders well, self-sufficient little jerk, lining up the sheep and preparing to sink my teeth in, the AKA's the wolf, for a effing reason, insomniac demon, hardly ever sleeping. What's good, y'all? This is the WulfWords podcast. My name is Taji Aqib, got my man Dane on top of the building, got Keazy on top of the building.
Rooftop
podcast listeners, we recording this from a different location today, Rooftop podcast. So yeah, we trying something a little bit different. Got a little quaint live audience in attendance. Our topic for today is: has the normalization of casual sex been the death of true love and relationships? That's what we're gonna talk about today. So let's start with, as usual, us.
Sure.
Keazy, what you think?
Yes.
Just flat out yes.
Yes.
What's your reason for that? Like, can you give a reason or?
I think it changes the way we think about love. If you can kind of get everything out of a relationship that you can get just by casually pounding.
Pounding?
Yeah, a little light pounding. Then what else?
A little light pounding.
What else are you looking for? Like, if you getting that plus, you have like a relationship with that person, then what else would you need in that relationship?
Right.
That's the way I look at it. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the way Keazy sees it.
Right. What about you?
What's the question?
What's the question?
Has the normalization of casual sex been the death of true love and relationships?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because you can still have casual sex and still get in a relationship. Like, that don't mean nothing. Just because you going around having sex,
It don't mean nothing.
it depends on the person.
True love.
True love, I do think that
love?
you can still get that.
I mean, that's his
out of
opinion.
it.
Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you cannot
You
get
can get true love still out of that.
Yeah.
You can
Because
get
you said casual, casual mean it don't mean nothing.
you can get true love either way, right?
Yes.
Casual to me,
It can happen.
don't mean
It can happen either way. But I think the question more leans towards: is it diminishing the value of love? You know what I mean? To the normalization of casual sex, meaning the rate that people have casual sex now. I mean, it always happened. Let's not act like it didn't happen like way back.
Yeah.
You know
No, because what happens is you end up getting caught up casually, and now you get wifed up.
Who get wifed up?
The dude, the girl, whoever.
They get wifed up.
Yeah, but I would contend that
Because that is possible.
I would contend
Keep
that it's
casual.
less likely to happen because these days you got, first of all, the casual. It's not just the casual sex; it's the options, right? Like social media and all this kind of stuff. Everybody got way more options. Like every dude got 1 billion more options than he used to have, right?
So
Women
you
do
think
too,
he's not
though.
getting in a relationship? They options ain't like
No, they ain't like
No,
ours.
I mean, but they still have options though. Like
they horrible options though.
that. No, but but you're right though. They are horrible options. But why is that though?
because of the options that the dudes have. So I think it's like, I mean, this is the whole point of the question. I think it's diminishing the quality overall of,
Right. I got you. Yeah, well, that's another
of the
reason why I say
people
no.
and the relationships. It's like diminishing the quality of the relationship. Now, again, it's not to say that it can't happen, right?
Yeah, no, it can happen.
But
I think casual sex can turn into something.
Yeah, I know that part. I agree. It can
definitely
turn
can
into
turn
true
something.
love.
I mean,
Especially if you only casualing the same person.
Right.
If you casualing a whole bunch of people, then no.
yeah, but that's the tendency of people to do that, though.
I guess.
But
Like I agree with you that it can turn into something. Like
Yeah,
you said, people get caught up, it turns into something.
Yep.
That's like in a particular situation, but like
So you
generally
saying
speaking,
if they going around all crazy,
like most people doing nowadays,
So you're just saying everybody is just pounding crazy is what you're saying?
more so than in the past. It's more normalized now.
Yes.
I don't
Right.
think it is. I think it was always happening. It's
Well,
just
dudes
everything's
did,
just out now.
but I think with women it's becoming more normalized, like the casual sex thing, than in the past.
I'll agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You got questions? You got That's what the other mic is for. You can talk.
Coming to the mic. One of our live hosts here.
Hi. I feel like it's not just women that are having more casual sex. I feel like it's because of from a woman's perspective, I am a woman, so maybe it's the quality of men, and like how like relationships are going right now, or how
You don't think y'all doing it more now than back in the day?
it's kind of like, because is there a choice? Sometimes we feel like it's more like because of men having more casual sex, it's like, well, we're
We
gonna
might
have
as well
casual
do it
sex too.
Might as well, right? She got a point.
No, I agree. That's part of it. That's definitely part of it.
Yeah.
You haven't said your
I
stance.
think it does diminish the value of true love in relationships. Like overall, not you have individual cases where it can happen, but like generally speaking, as far as like society as a whole, I think it's diminishing what people's definition of true love is, or whether it's diminishing whether it even exists on some levels. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
I think
So you
it
saying if
definitely
you belong
exists.
to the streets, you can't fall in love?
Yeah, you can fall in love if you belong to the streets.
you can. It's just hard
It's
these
just gonna
days.
be harder?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Shante.
Hi. I would say that's not necessarily diminishing, because if everybody is I think it has diminished, but we've normalized it to the point where you don't even see that
Right.
it's diminishing.
Right.
And that's where we're existing in. As far as women, I would take a step further and say we have needs too, right?
Y'all gotta get the
Sex
poison
is
out.
exactly. So if all men are just having casual sex and being casual and they're not being men, then it's not so much. It's not.
She
not
went
being a
in real
man.
quick.
It hit dog
She
a
snuck
holler.
a going in there.
It hit dog a holler. That's all I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
But if men were being men, then maybe the dynamic would be a little different, and women wouldn't feel the need to be men as well and have casual sex too.
If
But
men were being
also-
men,
But also,
Go ahead.
women are completely entitled to have sex as they want if they want to have casual sex. Period. Poo.
nobody said that y'all not. We didn't say y'all wasn't.
Yeah, we just questioning whether overall it's a good thing. Not
Everybody's
just
entitled to
women.
pound
Not just
all
women.
crazy.
I'm talking about everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So thanks for your comments, Shante and Sharon.
I want to know.
You got
what the men
any
part
pins
she
on this
talking
case?
If you do, you gotta come to the mic.
You gotta think about it. Cause I see you look like your mind is working. But yeah, like I think overall, like generally speaking,
about. Maria,
as far
anything?
as come on.
Hey again. So I think
Hey again. It's me again, y'all.
it's me again. But no, I think it's literally like more so of the, I don't want to say laziness of either sex, wanting to put in work. And it's easy for you to have casual sex, right? It's easy because you can have the same thing, like you said, like you can have a friendship, you can go out anywhere, dates, it could be anything that you want. But it's like a lot of people don't want to go below surface level, because if you can get those things on surface level, why do I need to
Why
put
do I
in
need
more?
to fall in love with
fall
it?
in love. Why do I need to go deeper than that? Then I'm being vulnerable. That takes more work, and effort.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good point.
And I mean, like I was alluding to earlier, the options that people have make it less likely people gonna be putting forth effort. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you could just drop one and go to the next and have sex and like, look, let's not act like we don't know of the old. Did you get to second base, third base? Did you get to hit the home run? Like that's always like a goal, right? To get the draws or whatever, right? That's always a goal. So if that's like traditionally like the goal, and you can just get it as much as you want, obviously,
shorties just get the draws?
obviously it's going to
Y'all
lead.
just get the draws.
Obviously, it's going to lead to less effort.
said, yeah.
It's going to lead to less effort overall.
Yep.
By people to do what they need to do to acquire the goal, like to get to the goal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as men, we are led by, you know what I mean,
Yes.
our dicks for the most part.
Yep.
Right?
Most people.
What?
What?
What you mean? But we led by that for the most part, right? Like, and then the love is like the thing that may come along with it at some point. But as we young, we growing up, that's what we talk about. That's what we led by. We can't ignore that. It's just a reality, right? So if that's what's going on, and it's just so many options and so available to us, you're gonna have to reach that woman that's like that real special woman, right?
Definitely.
As opposed to maybe if the opposite were less available, you might come across one.
Somebody had too many wands.
You know what I'm saying? When you have less options and less available to you, there's going to be more chances of that one woman you come across is going to seem special, as opposed to like if you have so many different ones to choose from.
Shantae?
Hi. I only had a half of a wine. First off. No. I would also go and say, I think you guys are kind of touching on it, but skirting around it. I think a lot of people do get into casual sex situations because they don't know how else to go about it. And so they hope that a relationship develops from it.
No, that could be a thing.
Because I feel like when I look at a lot of my friends and they're like friends with benefits, I'm like, but you like him. So it's not a friend with benefits.
Right.
It's a potential
Would they
lover.
get mad if the dude did something with somebody else?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people in casual situations.
Hold that thought. I want to get to that.
Yeah, it's not. There's no such thing as casual sex. First off,
Why not?
dopamines get released when you have sex that binds you to somebody else.
you going
It's very
spiritual.
similar. It's not spiritual. That's psychology. That's neuroscience. It actually is similar to a mother cradling her baby. Certain neurotransmitters gets released. I'm serious, and it's the same in sex. And like
For
especially
us, we can just release and move on.
it is more for women. It's
We
more
could
for
just-
women.
We
Yeah.
can just release and move on.
But since I don't have a dick, I can only speak from a vagina.
Wait. Would you start off saying? Is there something you wanted to say?
Yep, I was saying that casual sex is used intentionally to try to get into a relationship,
Oh,
but people
yeah,
aren't
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
it real and funky about their intentions.
Now,
agree.
that
That's
touches on the
that's being wifed up.
that touches on the normalization part,
Right.
Because like as it becomes more prevalent for people to have sex, that type of situation occurs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the last point you made, what were you saying? I told you to hold that thought.
How was I gonna hold something? I forgot.
What'd you say at the end of
Oh, would you be upset if the other? Would
all
your
right.
friend be
So
upset?
this is a conversation I've been having often with women lately for some reason, right? The idea of like dating multiple people in the beginning of a relationship. It's a friend of mine. She is recently out of like she's recently separated, working on divorce or whatever, and she's kind of just she out there now.
She
And
belong to the streets. Go ahead.
Yeah, she want to get some poison out, right?
No, she out.
Now she's telling me about her situations, and her situations sound weird to me because it sounds like she's into the guy, right? So I'm like,
Is she pounded?
so I'm like, hold up,
Oh, I thought you said she belonged to the streets.
She
so
wants
it's just
to.
one person.
She wants to belong to the
she
streets.
wants to pound,
She
So
wants to pound.
belong to
right.
the streets.
but
she
she's
got
talking
caught up.
about her situations with these dudes.
dudes or dude.
Well, she's like dating around.
Oh, she's dating.
right?
Okay, all right.
So she'll tell me about situation, but she'll talk about it as if like, well, I don't really like him like that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait, but you just trying to pound, right? So it got to a point like, I think you confused. Like you it sounds to me like you looking for a bond with this person.
Right.
So she was, so I was telling her about like my situations, whatever that I've dealt with recently, and she's telling me that like, that I need to focus on like one person. So I'm like, why would I do that? she's like, because like that's why you can't ever find nobody. Blah blah. I was like, yeah, but if I'm not in a relationship, why would I focus on one person? So then, and I've had this kind of conversation with a few women, and I came to the conclusion that women don't have the ability to like date around like men do, because I think because emotionally they find it hard to like do anything but focus on that one dude. It's like you're not going to win doing it that way when you're in the dating phase. Like when you get to the point where you get serious, that's a different thing. But if you can't, it's like what you're going to do is wind up emotionally attaching to one dude while he is not looking at you that way, right? So then when he moves on, you're going to be left with nothing because you wasn't scattering your blows.
Right.
Like dudes will date around until we find the one, right? So if the one drops off, we're like, oh, so this one is still here, right? Or we just choose, like, she getting on my nerves. I think, you X them out.
It's the one that least less.
You
get
X
on your
them out.
nerves.
You X them out until you find the one that you want. And I was like, but that's how you should do it, because if you're just dating on the dating phase, that's what dating is. So
Right.
why are you focusing on one dude, but you're trying to get the poison out? Like, I don't get that.
It should just be the poison mission.
Right.
But she keep going off the poison mission and
'Cause-
try to make it a real mission.
A lot of women do that, and I'm telling you, like, I don't know why y'all do that. Like dudes, when we find what when we see what we want, we go right for that thing we get.
Absolutely.
We don't give a damn about hurting the side girl feeling, none of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But women don't do that. They emotionally attached to one,
Yes.
and that hurts them in the long run.
This is Ariel. Hi. So I'm processing all these things. And I think that there's like, it was said earlier about sweeping generalizations. That's true. I think that people go through phases, you know, sometimes for a long time. And sometimes you're looking for the one, but you might have two or three and like they add up to one. Right? And that's something women do, something men do, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, maybe you're looking for the one. But I also think some people, like, especially like for me, doing that for years and years, then looking for one person, it sometimes seems exhausting. And like, you know, that person you had around for years and years who was like one of these people who was always around is always rewarding. So like, as far as the worthlessness of certain relationships that are like maybe not as deep, I don't know. I think depth is subjective. And then also, as far as it like eroding anybody's capacity for true love or like in general true love, I think that it actually makes it more meaningful because you know it when you see it. Like if you've been around, right, and you decide to commit, especially like when, you know, with this idea of the quote old days, if you decide to commit because that's what society expects of you, or because you've been having a sexual relationship and, you know, somebody gets pregnant and now that's really what society expects of you, is that true love because it develops over time because you were forced into it? I think it's really complex. I think like as far as choices go, you know, when you decide to be with somebody because you've like really seen it all and you've sowed your wild oats, and like in that way you're free and you don't have regrets, that's true love. If you're like forced into these monogamous things because you have traditional values, that's your business, that's great. But I think that when it's a choice to do a monogamous thing, and true love isn't always a monogamous thing anyway, but like that's more meaningful.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very
That's
good
more
point.
meaningful. When you get all
It-
of it
it-
out,
you
you get
can
all
al-
your poison out.
You can
Then
almost
you
It's
can-
not poison. It's
you-
good.
you can almost you can draw a parallel.
Somebody gonna die.
You could draw a parallel to like if you dealing with somebody, right, or dating a virgin or
Yep.
something, right?
They know.
A virgin.
Right. A lot of dudes sometimes won't date a virgin because they might go crazy, whatever case may be. But there's also element to it where she don't have no life experience, right?
When the last time you seen a virgin walking around chilling?
I've seen them.
You seen it?
Yeah. They don't exist that much no more. But here's
I'm
the
about
point.
to say,
But here's the
virgin.
point. Like you date a virgin, she don't have no life experience, right? So she only knows you. So oftentimes, like dudes are scared of that because they might get in a relationship or get married, and then
I wouldn't mess with
she
that.
start feeling like she got to get some poison out, right? But say
You ain't live yet.
say she lives, right? She experiences a lot of different things, and you know she comes to you at some point.
afterwards.
She has a basis for comparison now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So she like, oh damn, this is the pinnacle. Like I've dealt with dudes before. Like I've been around the block a little bit. This is something different than anything I ever experienced. She got a basis for comparison, so maybe she can recognize the value in love with better than somebody who never experienced anything. I think that's kind of similar to some of the points she was making. I can see that point.
Yeah, I just think you should get it out while you're young. That way you know.
Interesting.
Most women wait to the last minute.
Well, let me ask
They
y'all
try to
this.
get it out.
Let me ask y'all this. So, when it comes to like having these casual relationships or whatever, like, are you attracted to her more than physically?
All right, so this topic originally came from a sapiosexual topic that I wanted. You know, I kind of had them in the same category, but it's not really the same thing because you could be a sapiosexual and have casual sex, but it's less likely, right? Sapiosexual is when you're attracted to like
The mind.
the mind, right?
Right.
I'm kind of a sapiosexual. Like I have to be stimulated by something else.
Right.
If it's not your mind, I gotta have like a comfortability with you to like really be stimulated.
Right.
So oftentimes I won't even get aroused for a girl if she not bringing something to the table. Like,
Let me see what your brain look like first.
Like, it gotta be something else. Like, I don't have a whole lot of, for a dude of my age, I don't have a whole lot of sexual partners for that reason. Like, oftentimes I've been in situations where I just don't even get aroused, and I gotta just bail. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you can't
or I
even
make
give
up a lie. I make up a lie to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why, I mean,
Taji, why
I'm like you.
flaccid?
It gotta be something more physical.
Shit. Because you don't know 2 + 2, that's why.
Stupid, man.
So I don't have a whole lot of casual sex for that reason. You know what I mean? Like I said, she don't have to be the most brilliant person, but at least
Sound like she do.
It has
No,
to
it gotta be something. It gotta be some type of level of
Right.
comfort.
Sound like she gotta
And for
be
me to
smart
get
as hell.
comfortable, I gotta be able to relate to a degree.
Exactly.
So-
So that's why I was saying, like, that's why I think, like, people like us can fall in love with that.
What?
Right.
Huh?
Because we need something more other than physical to pound.
When you get to a certain stage, you do need more.
I've always been like that, though. I
Not
can't.
me.
I can't. I need something more. I've always been like that, though.
Yeah, I can't. Well, nowadays I can't even have a conversation like without
What you
the
mean?
girl making my stomach hurt.
If she's
Like I'm
stupid.
saying, yeah.
yeah. Conversation. If
Like,
I can't get
even-
past the
what?
conversation part, I can't mess with you. Period.
Right.
I just can't.
You said
like,
one thing like a dude,
You done.
bruh, bro, any of that.
Yeah, I gotta be able to get past the conversation part.
Right.
And sometimes people don't women don't even have any conversation. Like they have
Right.
no feedback. And you be like,
Right.
I can't possibly get to a point where we pounding because
Yeah.
I gotta be
you
able to talk.
stupid.
Yeah, I gotta be
You
able to
can't
talk.
pound a dummy?
I gotta be able to talk to get to that point. Huh?
You can't pound the W.
That's masturbation, ain't it? But I did want to come back to that. Like, don't y'all agree somewhat with that? That like women tend to dig themselves a hole. Not all. We're not going to
Not all, right.
generalize, but
Not
more
all.
so than men, because men are structured.
We're
differently.
never saying all.
Yeah, we're structured differently. Men are structured differently. Like that's why men usually have way more sexual partners than the average woman, right? So the women don't really have the same capability of multitasking dating wise, generally speaking, than men do at the same rate. Right? So
They can juggle.
they can, but not like we do. Like we always juggle. Yeah, can't outdo
They
the
think
dude.
they can.
Right. Like we always juggle. That's what we do. Like we don't hardly ever go into situations with like one person in mind, do we?
I've always dated with a purpose.
But see,
So let me ask you
I'm
this. All right,
different.
so Keazy
Right.
dated with a purpose. Keazy dated with purpose. When you meet a girl and you in
You
a
know
dating
why y'all
phase,
think
yeah,
that?
do you
Because-
meet? Wait, hold up.
go ahead. Hold it. Wait,
Hold up.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why that happens. But go ahead.
When you date a girl, just to be clear, when you date a girl, when you first meet her, are you thinking immediately, "Oh, this is the one"? I'm not dealing with.
No,
nobody
I'm going to put
Well,
that.
what'd you say?
I'm going to give her my undivided attention until I find out if it's a forever thing or not.
So you do it like the women. I'm not calling you a woman.
No,
You
no,
do
no,
it
no, I
like
understand what you're saying,
All right, so
You
I'm
a woman.
not saying that, man. Now I will differentiate though for myself, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not talking about sex. I'm just talking about dating.
Dating, yeah,
right?
yeah.
When sex get involved, I do say, okay, we exclusive because I don't want her messing with nobody else. I'm not.
No,
messing with nobody else.
That just
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, right. No, but people don't do that.
Nowadays,
No, well,
you got to say
I
that, bro.
guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
So for when
My bad.
sex is involved, it is with one, right?
Right.
And when if I meet somebody else or whatever, I stop it with the one, and I'm with the other person. That's how I roll. But I'm just talking about like in the dating phase when you just meet the person.
Yeah. I'm concentrating on that one person. That's just me.
I have a question too.
Go ahead.
I have a question about what you were saying about casual sex, because if you're looking more at people's minds, that doesn't sound casual to me. Like, because you have
No, it's
to
not.
dig
It's
under
not.
a surface.
It's not really casual.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I was just.
I just want to say, if you
Me and
only
Taji
fucking
different.
dummies,
Hey, Sharon.
And I also have a question too. So if you're just exclusive, right? Why not be in a relationship? What's the difference of you doing everything relationship things but not saying it's a
we do
relationship?
relationship shit.
No, see, but why not just be in a relationship? What's the difference? You exclusively having sex with somebody,
Uh-huh.
and you going out, whatever the case may be, you're thinking you're sapiosexual. Why not just be with that person?
Me? No.
Because
I
if we
do
get
that.
caught up,
You do
can
that.
I do
easily
that.
Say
But what if y'all do? Why not?
if you get
It's-
caught up, you
it's
can
a
easily
benefit
say
situation.
like, You ain't my girl.
But are you looking for something else? Like, are you looking for what more are you looking for?
Companionship. It could just be companionship. You know what I mean?
But you can't have that with the person that you're just dating.
Yeah, like the companionship could be the.
So then why be exclusive then with that person?
Sexually.
He said only sexual exclusive.
Yeah.
Like I'm a date people.
She confused. Like she look confused as hell.
So basically, we only gonna do
hold up.
it exclusively. But I'm gonna date other people, but I'm not knocking them off. I'm only knocking
this is
you
the
off.
mind of a woman, though.
Right.
Just trying to process how men thinking about it.
Yeah. And as far as the cheating thing, here's the cheating thing. When we get caught, it's not because we stupid. It's only because we don't care at that time. We don't. If we
Sometimes
care
we be
about you,
stupid.
we don't.
Sometimes we be
some other be stupid. But if we no, if you really care about the person and you cheating on, you not gonna get caught.
Yes, you are.
All right.
Because you're going to slip up.
I'm just gonna say this about that.
Man, come to the mic,
I'm
please.
telling you.
Just on that part of it.
Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate it.
So
No, I'm not.
So when dudes cheat, we only care about getting pussy, so we don't plan accordingly. All we care about is hitting.
I would
that-
say 90% of us.
dude. Listen to me, man. Dude don't get caught. Like any dude that gets caught is for that reason. It's because they didn't plan accordingly. Say women like I could be if I cheated on my wife right now. I 9 times out of 10 did not tell the girl I had a wife. Cause I know that's gonna make me maybe I might not get that ass if I tell her.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right. So if I don't say I have a wife, I'm probably gonna get that ass, right? So I don't say I have a wife.
But-
listen, hold on, let me finish.
Because I got
Girls will tell you they got 3 dudes they talking to,
Yeah.
and when one of them calls, shut the fuck up. Because
And we will shut up.
They could be,
but they won't.
Listen, they could be fucking the dude and be like, yo, that's my husband. Shh. We're not gonna do that because we don't tell them we got one. So what we do is we'll just be breaking all kinds of patterns. And that's how we get caught. Because the girl's like, damn, you supposed to call this time. No,
I get what
happens,
you're
man.
saying.
You
Yeah.
know,
No, you're right.
So 9 out of 10, no, dude, we just be fucked. We dumb. When women take the steps they supposed to take.
Oh, I just never say
to
we were
cheat.
smart about it. I'm
All
just
dudes that
saying
get
most.
caught is dumb. All
I don't know.
Thanks, man.
Oh, because somehow it was conversation over there. They was talking.
We can sidebar sometimes.
It's allowed. It's allowed. I'm sorry.
It's a casual sex umbrella, and then you got things.
Yeah.
That, you know.
You can be in a relationship with one person and have casual sex with somebody else.
No, I never said we. I agree that we're very stupid, but majority of us that get caught that I know is you getting caught because you at the point where either you don't care about the person you with. That's a big thing too.
I don't know.
Where
I
you
don't
like
know about
that you
"Man,
wanna
I don't
get
care if
caught."
She checked my phone. No,
That
not
you-
you want to get caught. It's just the fact that you like, man, I don't care if she checked my phone. I don't care if she go on my. You know what I'm saying? But if you care, you're gonna take that extra. You're gonna take that extra, effort, and then you're gonna throw it off the roof.
Right. So that means you care. That's what that means.
You just don't feel like arguing at the
No, that
time.
means you care. Because you didn't give a fuck. You like, man, check my phone. I don't give a fuck.
No, I said.
You know. We
It's
need to do
different
is maybe
levels.
Pass
It's
the mic
basically what I'm
around.
saying.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chantel.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, so we had a little side conversation, and
Oh, a sidebar?
yes, there is a sidebar.
Oh, I thought we wasn't allowed.
No, okay. So I never said it wasn't allowed. So here's where I think
You need
friends with benefits is a fucked up concept, and I think this is where women struggle, where it's like, so you would have sex with me and hang out with me and go to the movies with me, but you don't want to be with me. Because essentially with friends with benefits, what you're telling somebody is your body is great, but everything else about you ain't for me. I'm gonna just use your body.
Oh, shit.
And if you really think of what friends with benefits is, it's fucked up. Like, why would you put yourself in that situation where it's like, yeah, we could fuck because you're not husband material and you're looking at me like I'm not wife material. Don't that seem fucked up?
No, but no, hold on, Shantae. I got a rebuttal. I got a rebuttal.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they just don't want the relationship.
Right.
They don't want to mess it up.
Relationships are energy.
Yeah.
You not feel like putting that energy out.
Right.
Right.
For whatever reason, time.
Right.
Or like maybe you're still like stuck up on someone.
Mhm.
You're not really ready
We got a lot
for
of
that.
pro friends with benefits people.
But you're still
Yes.
Healing to do.
right.
And the last situation where it's like, you know,
I hate that
still
word.
have needs. I know that's why I
Healing.
I still have needs that I'm gonna, do what I gotta do.
Very good point.
But I'm not in the mood to.
Very good
I'm not
point.
in the mood to do with all that extra. I
Right.
want to be there for you when you know what I mean. I don't want to do none of that.
Don't call me when your kid's
Don't
sick.
call me when you're tired flat. Don't call me when nothing.
That's a very good point, Reese.
It's the investment.
Shit, she gotta go.
I wish you had said it on the mic though.
You remember the girl I used to date?
She talked.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Remember the girl I used to date in L.A. The short Italian. I don't want to say no names on here.
Yeah, she just short. She just this. L.A. Venice Beach. Yeah, go ahead.
That was 15 years ago. Nobody knew that.
Edit.
That was friends with Benny's. So I had her 2 years. 2 years we was fucking. For 2, and we would go out. We had a date night every Friday. Every Friday. We
So that was your girl.
Damn.
No, it wasn't my girl.
That's a high level for
She knew I was fucking other people. But that was like our thing. We clicked like that. Where we just like, but we knew, like I knew I was gonna be with her because her family was real racist.
So you had you had specific.
So she knew, but she thought there was like eventually like when the 2 years ended,
She thought it was gonna build up.
she was like, well, what are we gonna do now? Because I'm ready to. I'm like, well, it's
Which
not
they
happening.
normally think.
Right.
At some point, when is it going to end up being?
But it ended then. It ended. So I was like, well, this time we got to end it because it's not going any further than this. We did a 2 year run. But during that 2 years, that shit was fun. I mean, we
She was fine with it because she's racist.
no, her family was racist.
And it's
She-
embedded in her through inception.
What? See, you can't say that. You can't say that because my wife's mom is racist and she ain't like that. So we can't do that. So
It makes me, maybe she couldn't bring a black man home to her family.
she couldn't. I know that she couldn't. So this is why I was never. That's how the thing started in the first place. I was like, oh, your father. She said, I can't come by the house. I said, well, okay, that's fine. But we still fucking. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, my father's house or not. I'm going to fuck his daughter. That's how it's going to be. So we did that for 2 years and stuck out.
Try to fuck the races about it.
But then the 2 years ended, she called me up. This is how it ended. That's how she called me. She called me and said, listen, my father, I got good news. My father said he wanted to meet you because it's been 2 years. So I said, well, I don't want to meet your father. She said, why you don't want to meet your father? I said, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I said, tell your father this. I swear to God I said this. I could go back and tell your father this. When I feel like he's worthy enough to be in my presence, when I want to accept him as a human being, I'll come meet him. Otherwise, fuck your father. She said, that's my father. I said, fuck your father. Fuck all your family. I don't give a fuck about none of them.
Man.
But she said, this
Man.
So she
Talk
was in
closer
a
to the mic.
relationship with you, waiting for her dad to be okay with
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want no parts of your family.
fucking her to fuck the racist.
I wasn't revenge fucking. It was good. So I was a revenge fucking. I was just like, I'm gonna continue fucking.
You was trying to fuck the racism out of her.
Yeah, I don't care.
And the dad was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't
All
care.
right, y'all can't have it side. You gotta come to the mic if you wanna.
Her dad was like, you can bring the monkey home now.
Reese,
Yeah, right. All right, you can bring, since you ain't gonna stop fucking the monkey, you can bring him home now.
Reese, do you remember what you just said? The last point you just said, huh?
About healing.
Yeah, can you make that point on the mic? Cause nobody heard you. It was about the yeah. Yeah, just
That somebody was in a situation. Somebody was in a situation or something. Maybe
the healing point about how you can have casual friends with benefits, but not
about
want
a
to
woman might
right.
also be in a place where she's not interested in the relationship part of it.
Yeah, why?
She has needs that she just wants to fulfill. She doesn't want to put the energy into spending time with you, into being there for you, into being whatever companion that it is that you want her to be. She just want to, as y'all say, get the poison out.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes, and it's more often now than not, women are in a position where they just don't want to be bothered.
Right.
When you've been put through the ringer, when you've been with somebody, you've been put through the ringer, it's like, all right, I'm not in the mood.
Right.
And some women consciously like, you know what, I'm about to have my whole face. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But then they end up finding somebody to get caught up with.
Right.
Not all women. There's a good enough percentage of women who can still do that and be okay. But that's the difference of some women just aren't built for it.
Right.
They try to make themselves be built for it, and they try to put themselves in this position where this is what I'm going to do because I feel like this is my right because I've been through whatever.
Right.
But you're really not built.
They
for
don't.
it.
Then they don't know they're not built for it until
Right.
they see they're not built for it.
But you have to know yourself.
Right.
Like you have to be the kind of woman. Like I'm not built for it. You have to be the kind of woman that knows that you don't want to share the person that you're intimate with somebody else. Because
you're right.
Even if it's casual sex, there is still a form of intimacy there.
Right. And you're right. I think a lot of times they just don't know. Until,
They don't know.
until they confront, until they come face to face with it, and then they
Right.
find out.
And now you're mad because you done fell for this
And they've been
fool,
through
and
the
he don't
right.
want you.
Right.
And he
And
put
now
it
you
out there from the
slashing his
beginning.
tires and busting windows.
And he put it out there from the beginning that this is not what he's interested in.
Right.
But and then that's the other thing of with women, how women sometimes think they can change a man. So they think that they can sway him into this is just casual sex, into I'm gonna make him fall for me and want to be in a relationship, and then they're mad when he doesn't.
Right. All right.
I'm leaving now.
All right. Thanks.
Good point, Reese. Thank you.
But like my brother keeps saying over there from the side.
Think we could change? We think that?
What? Say it
That we
again.
could change a girl. Think you could change a hoe? Think you could save a hoe?
Oh shit. Oh my god.
So my brother said, say it again, man.
Yeah, I
Say it again.
never think
So my brother's saying that
we can
we
save
think
a
we
hoe.
can change women too.
I don't think we can save a hoe. I
I think there's cases.
Yes, you
Where,
can.
no, I think there's cases where we think that. Yeah. We think we change. Yeah, he's right about that. He's right about that.
No, I guess. Yeah.
Turn a hoe into a housewife. There's men
But then it turns into resentment when the girl feels like when the girl will change for you. But
Uh-huh.
later down the line, she realizes she's not being herself.
Yep.
And that's what happens with the dude. When the
hold
dude
on. He
gets
said that the
changed.
women will change for you, and then later down the line, she realized that she's doing it for the dude, and she will always go back to what she want, or she'll rebel type of thing. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Good point.
Resent is a whole nother topic that I think happens with
Yes.
Okay,
Resentment is a whole.
resentment when you
Yeah.
get married
Yes.
because women is the biggest bullies on the planet.
Well, you know what?
Go ahead.
So you say the women carry the resentment?
No, the dude.
The dudes carry
dude,
resentment. All right.
From-
Good.
Well, I think in any relationship, it's all about honesty. Like, you got to be honest with yourself, right? And know what you're able to handle. So, we're like,
Well,
with,
nobody's doing that,
friends
though.
with
A lot of people
benefits,
don't know themselves enough.
Yeah.
to know
and,
this.
and that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, like, you may sound great, you know, friends with benefits, you know what I mean? And, you know, y'all, you know, dating other people and whatnot, and then you catch feelings.
Right.
and
And she
like,
answered the phone like,
yeah, right. You're like, what the fuck you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
I thought it was just me.
You go to those special house parties and be like, oh shit, I didn't know she was really like, you know what I mean? So, right. So you just gotta be honest with yourself. Like,
But you know what the problem is with that, Cave? Even if you are honest with yourself and know yourself, you can still get caught up.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's going to happen.
You can still get caught up. Like, that's the problem with playing that game. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, fuck it, I'm
right,
married now.
that's it.
That's the problem with playing that game. We go back to the beginning, the original question.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like, it could go like she was saying too, because maybe this is somebody who you really love, and it's like you had to go through that just friends with benefits phase to get there. You know what I mean?
But, and that's the thing. Like, you won't have any resentment if you're honest with yourself. You know who you are. And you get to know the person, whether it's casually dating, casual sex, you know, monogamous, you know, ethical, non-monogamy. You know, as long as you're
He got
honest,
all that. He got all that.
right?
All that complex joints.
No, like if as long as you're honest, then you know I don't think there's going to be a place where you can be resentful. Because you're not going to change. Like, you know who you are. You're not going to change for somebody.
The honesty
They're not going to
thing,
try to change for you. So at that point, you know, there's no point or any situation where you're going to feel resentful. Like, oh, I did all this shit for him, and I don't even feel like I'm putting on a mask every day.
You're
Like,
right. Like the honesty part is kind of that protects against a lot of these issues that can come up.
The other situation where the man gets used to what the woman does for him, and he doesn't want to lose that. So then that's what causes.
Rewind. You said what?
So a woman is putting her all into a situation. The man is being honest with her from day one.
Right.
A relationship is not what he wants.
Right.
However, she's not listening because she thinks she can change him. So now she's doing all these things that a girlfriend would typically do, and then he gets comfortable with that and gets to the point where he doesn't want to lose that.
Right.
So then he falls in line. He falls in line and does what it is that he feels like he's supposed to do because he doesn't want to lose what it is that she is to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? You know what though, Reese? I feel like for that to happen and for that to work, the woman has to what? I feel like the woman has to. She has to exercise her power to a degree for that to
But
happen.
how often do women do that? And I'm saying
They don't.
this as a
They don't
woman.
do it often. They don't
How
do it
often?
often.
I honestly
Yeah.
think that, and I can say this even as a woman, that women really underestimate how powerful they
Yes, 100% agree.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
why y'all the biggest bullies on the planet.
are.
Yep.
Whatever.
Y'all
We're not
don't
the biggest
y'all
bullies
don't
on the
exercise your power like men do.
We don't.
You don't.
We don't.
Yeah.
And if we did, y'all feelings would be so
Yes,
hurt.
you are
If
100%
we
correct.
exercise
I tell
the way
women,
that
I tell
y'all
women
did,
that
y'all feelings
I tell
would be
women
so
y'all
hurt.
have the most of the power most of the time. Y'all just
But
don't
they
use
don't
it.
think they do.
Y'all just don't use it.
But
Yeah.
it's a confidence there that's not there.
Yeah.
And
And
they don't
and
think
your
that
minds
they
just don't
have
work like y'all not structured to manipulate and stuff like men are. You know what I'm saying?
Some
So
of us
But they do manipulate though.
Not
They
at
do,
all.
and they you're right. They
do.
do. They
What are
do,
you
but in a
talking
different
about?
way, though. In a different way.
It's a different way. Women do still manipulate, but they do.
Say it again.
The way they manipulate is, they're still not going to win because it's our game.
Right. They try to manipulate us at the game that we been from
Right.
day
so
one
at the
playing.
End of the day,
yeah.
you still didn't.
They
get what
never
you
say
wanted
what they really want.
because he might have stayed, but
It's
now
like,
he
he like hardcore
he
against
doesn't
this.
want to be there. He stayed. He stayed.
That's the
you got the
resentment, yep.
relationship, but now he's resentful. He doesn't want to be there, and he doesn't want to be there.
Right.
That's
So now
Beautiful
the
point.
relationship falls into a totally different situation where y'all don't want each other anyway.
Yep.
But
Ariel.
And I have some ideas too. So like I'm thinking that there's some like overarching themes about risk, which is a big one. Back to the dude who like won't leave because he's got a situation made.
Uh-huh.
And if you do the things that would actually make you feel like whole and complete, you would lose it. Which means and then honesty, right? So like you be honest with this person. If you really love them, you care about them being happy too. So if you really love them, then you will take the risk to be honest and allow them to make a choice that's going to work for them so that they can get the attention and the control that they want over their own situation. And so do you.
Giving them a choice is a big
Yeah.
thing.
But I think folks, it's like they don't want to give each other choices and they don't know how to give each other choices because some people don't have that modeled for them through their life. And even if they do have it modeled for them, it's like, I mean, everybody's got their own like emotional and mental stuff going on that like depending on how truly intimate you actually are, you understand them or not. And right. And that's what true love is. Like I think that true love, it's like I don't know
What'd you say, Reese?
what do you lose if you don't have what they're looking for?
What do I lose if I let you have that freedom
That you're looking for.
that you're looking for? All right. I just want to make sure we got that comment on the podcast.
Yeah.
Good. You got all these gems all the way like 10 miles away. You
She said, "What do I lose if I don't give you that freedom that you're looking for?"
Okay.
But then it's also like, do you have that to give that to them? And I think that's like, I think it's honest to yourself and honesty to the other person, and like, how willing are you to get hurt? And I think like when you truly love somebody, at least I've known this for like somebody when I'm with somebody and things don't work out, and I'm still friends with them. Then I actually love them because I hear like all their frailties and whatever, and I don't take it personally. And I guess it's like something about, I think that's also like depending on somebody, that's a different kind of love. When you like love somebody and you depend on somebody, you do care when like they have these frailties because it actually affects you, especially if you have children and stuff. I think that it is like truly complicated. But if it's just two people and no dependence in the mix, true love is when you can like really let them be themselves and like maybe let it go if it's not what you wanted. But that's really hard, I think, for most people to do.
Yep.
Very good points. Very good points.
Yeah, I love it. People out here dropping knowledge. The women dropped some gems tonight.
Yeah. That's why y'all need to contribute more to these kinds of topics. Like I hate when we have these kind of topics and women don't speak. They don't speak up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then they'll be like, y'all just say what men believe. No, we want y'all to say what y'all, you know what I mean, give y'all perspective.
Totally
So that we can balance this out. Like I said, our podcast is about, you know, providing alternative perspectives on things so we can have discussions. Not for everybody to agree, but just so we can have these discussions and we can hear these perspectives that don't often get heard. You know what I mean? Just to inspire these types of conversations. Anybody else? I mean, we usually, our podcast usually go for like an hour or so. You know what I'm saying? We about at that point now. People walking in at the hour. When the hour's up. All right, I mean, we can still talk or whatever, but we're going to end the podcast. Unless anybody else has anything they want to throw out. You just came, so you ain't really.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, that's our podcast for today. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody who came to our rooftop presentation today. For Taji Aqib.
You leaving?
For Taji Aqib, co-host Damon G.
Yo.
Keazy. Make sure y'all shout out the podcast WulfWords whenever you can, to all your peoples, whatever, help us grow. You can support our podcast at patreon.com/Taji Aqib. That's Patreon. patreon.com/Taji Aqib. For as little as $1 a month, you can keep us going and help us keep speaking these wolf words, you know what I'm saying? Alright, we out. Wolf pack, wolf back. Peace.
Hey, Taji Aqib. I just want to know one thing, yo. Why all these questions?
Yo, some say I'm too outspoken, Taji be on some other bitch. Cats and shook, scared to quote it, bloggers don't wanna publish it. Rather be that than a token, y'all dudes be on some rubbish shit. Trying to get that all in the open, on the table before expunging it. MC shunning it, fuck it, either way they ain't touching it. Either way all I want is scholarly pundits discussing it. I'm the hub of the mothership, but don't budge unless I budget it. Take orders from no man, I do